These are 3 errors that almost everyone makes when they are job hunting. And I don't care if you have no experience, you are too young, you are too old, there is no job in your city. If you fix just these 3 things, not only job interviews will start pouring in, but also you'll be able to negotiate a much higher salary. Stay until the end, because the last error is not just a job search mistake, it's something deep. Something that if you fix it, you'll change other areas of your life, like your social life or even your love relationships. First mistake, you don't have a continuous flow of interviews. Tell me if this rings a bell. You start applying to jobs on LinkedIn, and at the beginning there are only no's and thank you for participating. And at some point you get your first job interview and you receive that dopamine, you get nervous, you will start searching on LinkedIn, and you spend a whole week getting prepared for that interview. You even search on Google typical technical interviews, you search on Glassdoor, what are the salaries, you check a lot of things. But you forget one thing, which is continue applying to job offers. Sometimes we forget that the job market is a market. What you are doing when you are job searching is selling. If you only have one potential customer, you are afraid of losing that customer. When you get to the interview will be much more difficult. You will be so nervous because you have spent a whole week only preparing that interview. Don't misunderstand me. You have to search who's the hiring manager. You have to connect with them on LinkedIn. That's okay. That's creates rapport. That's really good. But if you forget to continue applying to jobs, probably next week you won't have another interview. However, if you have other interviews you can foresee, you have much more confidence in yourself. You'll be much more confident. If the interview gets to a point where you have to negotiate your salary, you won't be afraid because you know you have another opportunity. And when you keep doing that, you not only have future opportunities, you already have opportunities, you have offers. Some people have offered you already a job. Having a continuous flow of job interviews makes your job search easier, much more easier. And you may be thinking, yeah, that sounds good, but getting a job interview, it's very difficult in my field. I haven't been able to get more than once per month. So the next mistake is about that. Second mistake, you only apply through job portals. We live in the moment of history when it's easiest to apply for jobs. You just have to sit down, pick your laptop, pick your phone, and just click or tap to apply to 100 jobs in hours. And what is the consequence of that? The consequence is that everyone is doing it. Everyone is going to job portals like LinkedIn, Indeed, and they are applying, clicking, and that's all the job search. And they feel good because you get the dopamine. I applied to 100 jobs. But there are more competitors. That means that when you are going to apply to that offer, there are 100 people that are doing the same, which makes less likely that you will get hired. So the solution that will eliminate most of these competitors is don't be lazy. You have to make uncomfortable actions for your job search. As more uncomfortable it is, more profitable it is. Let me give you some examples. You can apply to a company that doesn't have an open position on LinkedIn. Most of the company has the budget to hire one more person. And if you are a good fit for them, you just have to apply to them, and it is not so unlikely that they will hire you. You can do cold calling. You can phone call companies that you like. You can phone call and explain them that you are looking for a job and you like their company. It's so unexpected that it's very likely that you get some opportunities. If you call 10 companies a day, in a week you'll get one offer. Go to events of your sector. Companies go to these events and they have stands and you can go speak with them. They are open to speak. They are there for selling, but you can go. You can say, hey, this is me and I want an opportunity here. Are you looking for people? It's very likely that you meet there some CEOs of companies and they can hire you. You just have to ask them. Trust me, if you do this, you'll have several interviews every week. Fixing just the 2 first errors, you'll be able to get a lot of interviews. Now the question is, how do you succeed on getting the job when you have a lot of interviews? There are a lot of tips that can help you, but I cannot put all of them in this video. So I send a daily email with a career advice for engineers, software developers, and people in tech. in thefreeengineer.com. If you want to receive it, sign up here in thefreeengineer.com. Third mistake, you are hiding your defects. When most of the people create their resume or they go to an interview, the first thing that they are thinking is they are trying to hide that reason that they know that it makes them a worse candidate. And that's the wrong approach. You have to do exactly the opposite. And this is why this tip applies not only when you are applying to a job, but for anything in life. Whenever you want something from someone, the first thing you have to do is not to try to convince them that this is good for them, whatever. No. You have to put the shit on the table. The first is to put the shit on the table. Whatever reason that you know that you shouldn't be hired because of that, that's the first thing you have to bring up. I'll give you a personal example from the last time I looked for a job. Before that, I had been an entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur is something that for many companies is a red flag, because it makes you a person who is more likely that will start a company later. So it's very likely that if they hire you, in some time you'll disappear. And I mean, it's true, it's an okay red flag. But what's the point? I have been an entrepreneur. I cannot eliminate that. I have been, it's me, I cannot change my past. And I'm actually very proud of that. So when I wrote my resume, I wrote everywhere that I had been an entrepreneur, and I explained that as a good point. And it is a good point because I am more proactive. If something happened that I haven't seen before, I have the skill of saying I'll figure out. And that's something that some companies are looking for. And it's actually something that some other companies are not looking for. That's crazy, but that's for another video. And what happened? There were many companies that rejected me, but that's okay. I found a job in a startup in aerospace, and I'm doing pretty well. I'm very happy with that job. And they knew that I had been an entrepreneur, and because of that reason, they gave me a lot of responsibility, even if I started working with them when I was 24. At this point, you may be thinking that if you applied this thing, you'll be rejected a lot. And that's true, and that's good. If you fixed the 2 previous errors, you will have so many interviews that the thing that you will want to do is to discard offers that are going nowhere. And the best way to discard offers that are going nowhere is to start by saying bad things. You start by saying the bad things, they will reject you quickly, or they take you. Both the scenarios are good. If you get rejected, it's because of something that you cannot change. And if you pass all your bad things, they have accepted all your problems. And one of the problems can be the salary. This happened to many people. You go to the first interview, to the second, to the third. You go to the first interview, to the second, to the third, and at the end, you speak about the salary. You speak about the salary and you discover that the salary that they are proposing you is not the salary you expect. And as you are making the error number 1, you don't have enough opportunities, you may take that salary. If at the beginning you say, I'm expecting a salary on this range, that's okay, you can negotiate later, but that's a reference. If they don't run away, that's a good point. If they tell you, no, that's completely out of scope, you don't continue with them. There is no point on that. Tell me in the comments if you were making these errors, and if you think they are not an error, whatever, tell me in the comments. And if you want any other tip, just say it here. Bye bye.